Hi, I'm Carrie Johnson and I work with Title Smart, and I'm just going to talk to you briefly about your choice when you are going in title with another individual. Let's just say it's your spouse. You have the choice or the option to either go in title as joint tenants or tenants in common. The difference between the two is pretty easy. Joint tenants is rights of survivorship. So if something were to happen to either of the spouse, your rights or your half of the property would automatically revert to your spouse in either situation. And tenants in common, what that means is you each have your own portion of interest in the house. So if you went in title with one other individual, you'd each have 50% ownership.
Or you can do it less, right? You can do
Exactly.
like 60-40.
Yep.
You can do it based on, this is the scenario that I've seen it in, two people getting married.
Correct.
And one person is bringing, 2/3 and one person is bringing
Exactly.
1/3. And so they each have their percentage ownership of that property.
Correct.
And then if anything happens, that's how it's split.
Exactly.
And if one of them passes, their 1/3 or 2/3 goes to their heirs instead of somebody else. So it works really good in like second marriages or partnerships for investing.
Yep, correct.
Another great place.
Siblings.
Where else do you see these different kinds of things?
Siblings.
Okay.
Siblings buying a property together. For
Like a cabin.
Like a cabin or
Yep.
a seasonal property, or maybe a property out of state. You see it a little bit more in, but situations like that. But typically, those are more specific reasons for using that tenants in common. More often we do see the joint tenancy, of course, because
That's kind of how we default in Minnesota. If you didn't, we used to default to tenants in common, I was told.
Yeah.
And now we default to joint tenancy so that automatically whoever else is with you will just get the property. And it avoids a problem of probate with the other person's share, because that is the drawback of tenants in common.
Exactly.
If you each own a portion and one of you passes, then unless there was a transfer on death deed or something created for that, which is another video.
Yeah. Opening up
a new can of worms. Yeah. Unless you had one of those, right? Then, it just goes to the other surviving parties and makes it easier.
Yeah.
So.
But important things to think about when you are purchasing a house, whether you're purchasing it as young